Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we have a review of the brand new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of Animal House. When they arrive at college, socially inept freshmen Larry and Kent attempt to pledge the snooty Omega Theta Pi house, but are summarily rejected. Lowering their standards, they try at the notoriously rowdy Delta Chi Chi house and get in. The trouble is, the college dean has it for the Deltas. He has put them on double secret probation and secretly assigned Omega's president the task of having their charter revoked. So going into this review, I've never seen Animal House before. I know it's one of the classic comedies from the 1970s, and National Lampoon is always hilarious, but I just never really got to it, but I'm glad I finally did watch it on 4K. While I didn't always connect with the humor style in this movie, I understand that it's so influential, and I can see why it is. This is pretty much the quintessential movie for any frat house comedy. There's a lot of crude humor, there's a lot of nudity, there's a lot of vulgar jokes, but that's the entire premise of this. They're trying to depict a frat house back in the 60s, and they did a fantastic job at that. I think there are a lot of charismatic actors in this movie, like Kevin Bacon and John Belushi, and overall it was a fun experience, but it wasn't the most memorable film of all time, in my opinion. I would casually recommend the movie, but would I recommend the 4K transfer? Let's find out. So if you decide to pick up Animal House on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, there are two different versions to pick from in the United States. There's the standard edition slipcover as well as the steelbook. And on the front cover here, you have a picture of the frat. Here's a little bit of a close-up of that. And on the back, we have a picture of the statue, which depicts the man who the college is named after. Here is what the spine looks like. Here is all of that artwork together. Here is a pretty standard Blu-ray disc. And then here is that beautiful new 4K disc. And then here is that sweet inner artwork, which features a collage from the film. For visuals on Animal House, we have native 4K, and this is full screen, so you will not have black bars at the top or the bottom. And I think this transfer was okay to slightly below average. Sometimes the picture looked phenomenal, but most of the time it looked pretty average and just like a high quality Blu-ray. This wasn't screaming 4K to me. This movie doesn't need 4K in my opinion, but the fact that we got this disc is a positive thing in my opinion. Just this transfer didn't look that fantastic, and the cinematography in this movie doesn't yield itself to looking like that either. There's not a lot of big lavish sets or scenery or anything to make HDR pop, so it's just kind of average to slightly below. For audio on Animal House, we have a DTS-X track, and this is basically their equivalent to Dolby Atmos. I was really disappointed with this. A lot of the times the dialogue was hard to hear on this audio track, and for a movie that doesn't have a lot of special effects or things going over top the dialogue, it was frustrating for me. Even when they're in quiet spaces, the dialogue sounded echoey and not that great. Sure, that might be inherent to the source material, but it was frustrating here. So audio on Animal House was just not that fantastic. So would I recommend Animal House on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray? I'm going to have to say wait for a sale. I think a lot of people love this movie, and rightfully so. It's a good, funny film. It just wasn't really for me, and I think this will go on sale before too long. You'll be able to get it for a much better price. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you saw here, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram, and like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Keep supporting physical media, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Oh boy, is this cool!